people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. First things first, guys, make sure you smash the likes, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Remember, people, if we hit 8,000 subscribers before the end of January, there will be a giveaway. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comments below. And, you know, we're 12 days into the January window, and it's been pretty quiet for Chelsea. Really nothing in terms of incomings, but there have been a couple of outgoings, a couple of loan deals. Ian Maatsen completing his loan deal to Borussia Dortmund, and of course, Datro Fofana coming back from Union Berlin and going straight out to Burnley on loan. I'm just going to give my thoughts on that, you know, what it means for these players, what it means for their futures at Chelsea. So let's start with it then. Ian Maatsen, we obviously knew that, you know, he was going to move on, was probably going to be surplus to requirements. I think he stuck around for 6 months just because, you know, he had a good pre-season. He played fairly regularly under Poch in the pre-season. You know, he was doing well, got a few goals as well. You know, playing on the left side of that attack. He kind of played all across the three behind the centre forward. Wasn't once used at left back, and maybe now looking back, you sort of think in hindsight, maybe that should have been a warning of things to come for Maatsen. I still find it just like a bit irritating because he obviously had a very good season at Burnley, playing in that left wing-back role was exceptional for Vincent Kompany's side as they won the league. And he made the team of the season. Of course, the step up is massive going from that to Chelsea. But given our injury issues at left back, you know, with Chilwell and Cucurella, given how we started the season, we also had Lewis Hall here, who had played very well at left back against decent opposition last season. So obviously Maatsen, who excelled in the Championship, and like we now don't have any of them. We've got Chilwell and Cucurella still injured, and all those guys have been sacrificed to play 6'2" Levi Colwill, who's a centre back, out of position and making him look like he's a crap player when he absolutely isn't. So I'm disappointed that, you know, Maatsen was never given an opportunity to play at left back. I think he should have been given an opportunity to do that. Colwill should have had more minutes at centre back, but you know, what can you do? You live and die by the sword. Obviously, Maatsen's extended his contract at Chelsea by another 2 years through to 2027. Official and confirmed. There will be a release clause in there as well. Ian Maatsen joins Borussia Dortmund on loan deal until June 2024. There's no option to buy. He's extended his contract with a release clause included. Again, there's no indication of how much that release clause might be. But I think for Chelsea, this is a decent deal. You know, even though we really needed to sell him because, you know, pure profit and to bring money back into the club, ultimately this protects his value. There is now a release clause in there. He's signed up until 2027. So if he goes here, he plays well, he plays regularly, then Dortmund might want to make it permanent, or suddenly other suitors become involved. And at least by having that release clause in there, we've guaranteed ourselves a fee. I would expect the release clause to be between sort of 25 and 30 million pounds. You know, Burnley offered 31.5 million pounds last summer. I would expect it to be in and around that sort of range again. But look, I'm pleased for Maatsen to go and play at Dortmund. You know, an exciting young team linking up with their exciting wingers, whether it's Royce, whether it's Donyell Marlin, whether it's Byron Gittins, whether it's Jadon Sancho who's returned there. You know, he's got an opportunity to put himself in a shop window now. Go and play regularly and showcase, you know, what a good attacking fullback he can be. And I think the Bundesliga will be very, very good for him. But I think it's safe to say that his Chelsea future is definitely done. And I'm just disappointed that he didn't get more of an opportunity at left back, considering our struggles there, considering we're playing players out of position there. You would have thought he at least deserved the opportunity for a few games to kind of show what he can do. But, you know, it's the manager's prerogative. And he decided that Maatsen wasn't a left back. And so that's kind of that, to be honest. You know, he has been speaking on his move to Dortmund. He said, Dortmund tried hard to get me. I've been following Dortmund and their fans for a long time and was even at the Champions League game in Manchester in 2022 to see the team live on the pitch. I'm very happy the loan worked out. I promise that I'll give everything for the team's success, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the yellow wall. Look, I wish him all the best. As I said, should have been given more of an opportunity, but wasn't. And, you know, sorry to coin a Graham Potter phrase here, but that's life. You know, he should have got more chances, should have been given games at left back, but he wasn't. I wish him all the best. Let's wait and see what happens. But yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing him in a Chelsea shirt again. Moving on to the other loan deal that sort of appeared like a Randy Orton RKO out of absolutely nowhere late last night UK time, kind of around 10 p.m. ish. Like, David Datro Fofana, we know he was recalled from his loan spell at Union Berlin. Union Berlin having a dreadful season. Obviously sacked their original manager. Someone else has come in. Datro Fofana had fallen out with the previous gaffer, was suspended from the squad, I think, for a week or so. He started reasonably well, but then things got a little bit, things went a bit south for him. He was obviously recalled from his loan. He was going to go and join Sevilla, but then obviously with Ian Maatsen taking up the space freed up by Datro Fofana on the international loans, it meant that then we would have had to have recalled or sold someone that was on loan to free up another international spot. So that loan deal to Sevilla obviously fell through. But we then had it that he very quickly agreed a deal to join Burnley. Now, for me, this one is one of them, it's kind of 50-50. It's got 50-50 potential. It could be a fantastic loan, or it could be absolutely shambolic. You know, Burnley are really struggling, and like we have to hope that, you know, Burnley finally get things right, and that obviously Datro Fofana will be a big part of that. And look, it's great that we're going to see him in the Premier League on loan. That's brilliant. It's great that we've managed to find a suitor for him in this league, because ultimately we need to find out how good this guy is and whether there's any chance of him actually, you know, making it into the Chelsea first team setup on a regular basis. So I think that's going to be really good for him, and hopefully he gets the regular opportunities to go and do that. You know, obviously it's always difficult going into a struggling side, but he needs to be shown faith. He needs to be given an opportunity in a run of games, and let's see what he's about. On the flip side, though, there's every opportunity, if not a higher chance, that Burnley don't get things right. They keep kind of jumping from player to player. They're switching things up. They're trying Datro. They're trying somewhere else, and he gets a little bit lost. Or Burnley do stumble across a way of playing that's getting them some sort of success, and Fofana's not part of that. So, look, this is a move that I'm absolutely really excited to see. But at the same time, I think it's also got, you know, a major element of risk attached to it, because when you go to a struggling team down the bottom, you know, chances could be few and far between. You know, you've got to go and hit the ground running. And the Premier League is a hard place to cut your teeth, particularly struggling down the bottom end of the division. But with players like Koleosho, you know, creative spark, you know, they've got someone like Fofana who can just be kind of a fox in the box sort of guy, be on the end of chances when they're created. Then, yeah, look, there's certainly an opportunity for him to maybe grab a few goals and obviously try and maybe increase his price if we sell him in the summer, or get himself a better loan next season. I don't see him being part of the first team set up at Chelsea for at least a couple of years. But yeah, if this loan works out, he maybe gets a better one, his value increases and so on. But yeah, the plan for Fofana is to go on loan to Burnley. I think his medical is going to be on Saturday. Burnley going to cover all the wages. So Datro Fofana to Burnley, here we go. Agreement in place for the striker to join on loan deal. There's no buy option. Obviously, Chelsea believing that Premier League experience will be key. Medical on Saturday. Salary 100% covered by Burnley. So that's good. It's not going to cost us anything. We'll get some sort of a loan fee. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but yeah, that is good news for us. Part of me was thinking, like, could he have maybe hung about? Obviously, within Kunku's fitness issues, Broja not exactly firing. No one else seemingly coming in the centre forward position. Jackson likely to be missing until at least sort of the middle of February, depending on how well Senegal do. Could we have potentially kept him around the place for a few weeks longer, just while we try and sort a couple of deals out here and there? Possibly we could have done. I actually thought in the games that he played last season, the very few that he did, he came on at half-time when we got thumped 4-0 by Man City in the FA Cup, and I thought he actually acquitted himself reasonably well. We played Fulham at the Bridge in Enzo Fernandez's debut last season. I'm pretty sure he started that game. He was hooked at half-time, but actually, do you know what? He did. I thought he did very well in that game as well. So I think there's some raw attributes there. Needs to go and play regular football, needs to develop as a player. He potentially could have been useful. I might have hung on for him for another week or two, but obviously not. Chelsea have got plans. I don't see anyone coming in the centre-forward position in January. And yeah, this is always going to be part of the problem. You know, whilst we've only got one club in the multi-club model, we've got as many players as we do. Finding places to send players is proving very, very difficult. You know, we've obviously got the Andre Santos situation to deal with still as well. He's out in some pre-Olympic tournament, I think, with Brazil. He returns mid-February, so I don't think there's going to be a loan deal for him. If someone wants to sign him on loan, you know, they want him now. They don't want to wait like a month or so till he can become available again. So maybe he's going to end up staying at Chelsea on the fringes of the first team, playing some development football. I don't know what the plans are with him. But yeah, thus far, people, a very, very quiet transfer window for Chelsea. Nothing in the shape of incomings. Only 2 outgoings, loan deals that have taken place over the last 24 hours. And other than that, you know, there's literally been very, very little happening. I think you're noticing in the Premier League as a whole, it's really only Spurs that have done any notable business. Timo Werner on loan and obviously Dragusin coming in from Genoa. Other than that, there's been very little business from Premier League clubs. I think, you know, a lot of clubs might be struggling with FFP. You know, it's a very difficult market to buy in. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the remainder of this window. I think things always burst into life when you get closer to the end of the window, the second half of the month. Teams become a bit more desperate or their needs become greater. But right now, as things stand, 12 days in, there's very, very little going on for Chelsea. We know what we need. It's just very difficult to get it done in this month, and there's very few players of the caliber that are required, you know, that we need available. So I'm expecting a quiet month, maybe a flurry of action towards the end of the month. Let's see what happens with Trevor Chalobah's future. Maybe we can get rid of Malang Sarr. But in terms of any major incomings, I'm not expecting that many, maybe 1 or 2. But even now, I think that's looking overly ambitious. But yeah, guys, that's just my thoughts on the window so far. Obviously on the Maatsen and Fofana loan deals. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Love for the support as always. I'll catch you in another video soon, and I'm out of here.